came in carrying what no one else could see, the kind of wounds that hide behind a smile so easily. I had learned to function broken, I had learned to push through pain, but underneath the surface something whispered my name. Not in judgment, but in mercy, not to condemn, but to restore. A love that saw my every fracture and said, I want you whole, not more. Healed by grace, I stand here healed by grace, not by striving, not by earning. Healed by grace. Every scar now tells a story of a love that took its place right beside me in the broken. I was healed by grace. What the years of grief had stolen, what the wounds had hollowed out, what the voices kept on telling me to carry full of doubt. One encounter changed the verdict, one touch rewrote the page, and the damage I'd been living in was swallowed by His grace. Not in judgment, but in mercy, not to condemn, but to restore. A love that saw my every fracture and said, I want you whole, not more. Healed by grace, I stand here healed by grace, not by striving, not by earning. Healed by grace. Every scar now tells a story of a love that took its place right beside me in the broken. I was healed by grace. I didn't deserve the healing, I couldn't earn the mending, but grace doesn't wait for deserving. Grace just keeps on descending. Healed by grace. Only grace. Someone listening to this right now has been carrying something for far too long. A wound that never fully closed, a grief that never fully lifted. I want you to hear this. Healing is available to you, not because of what you've done, but because of grace. You are being healed by grace. Receive it right now. Healed by grace, healed by grace. I stand here healed by grace. Oh, not by striving, not by earning. Healed by grace. Every scar now tells a story of a love that took its place. Healed by grace. Only grace. Healed by grace. I brought to you the pieces, all the fragments of my story. every jagged edge of heartbreak, every remnant of past glory. I didn't know if you could use it, all this damage, all this ruin, but you took it in your mending hands and said, I know just what I'm doing. These mending hands, these mending hands, there is nothing they have touched and left undone. These mending hands, these mending hands, from the shattered to the whole, it has begun. Whatever fell apart in me is being held by mending hands, these mending hands of grace. Where the surgeons had no answer, where the counselors ran dry, where the prayers seemed to bounce off ceilings, and I couldn't tell you why. Still you knelt beside the wreckage, still you stayed beyond the night, and with patience far beyond my asking, you began to set things right. These mending hands, these mending hands, there is nothing they have touched and left undone. These mending hands, these mending hands, from the shattered to the whole, it has begun. Whatever fell apart in me is being held by mending hands, these mending hands of grace. He is gentle with the bruised reed, he is careful with the flickering flame. He does not break what barely holds, he tends it back to life again. These mending hands, so gentle, these mending hands, so sure, so sure. I want you to picture his hands right now. Mending hands, careful, unhurried, skilled. He is not rushed by your brokenness. He is not overwhelmed by the damage. He has done this before, and he will do it again for you. These mending hands are reaching for you today. Are reaching for you. Let him touch what's broken. Let him touch. Let him mend what's been undone. Oh, yeah. These mending hands, these mending hands, there is nothing they have touched and left undone. These mending hands, these mending hands, these mending hands, you are being held by mending hands. remember what it felt like to be fractured at the core, to wear a version of myself that didn't feel like mine anymore. I remember the exhaustion of performing being fine, while the real me hid in corners far behind a well-rehearsed design. Then you stepped into the story, not to judge the shape I was in, but to call out what was hidden and restore me from within. You make me whole, you make me whole, not half healed and barely holding on. You make me whole, every missing piece of soul. You find it, you restore it, you bring it home. Where I was empty, you make me whole. There's a difference between patching and the kind of mending you do, where the restoration reaches to the deepest, most forgotten rooms. You don't skip the inconvenient parts, you don't avoid the messy flaws. You walk into the full disaster and you love it back to more. Then you stepped into the story, not to judge the shape I was in, but to call out what was hidden and restore me from within. You make me whole, you make me whole, not half healed and barely holding on. You make me whole, every missing piece of soul. You find it, you restore it, you bring it home. Where I was empty, you make me whole. Body, mind, and spirit, every level, every layer. You are the great restorer, you are the ultimate repairer. You make me whole, completely whole. I want to tell you something today. He doesn't do halfway healing. He doesn't leave parts of you untouched. He makes you whole, not partially repaired, not functional, but still broken inside. Whole, completely whole. Believe that for yourself today. He is making you whole. You make me whole, you make me whole, not half healed and barely holding on. You make me whole, every piece, you bring it home. You make me whole. They said the damage was too deep. They said some things don't come back from. They wrote the ending my story before the author could speak up. But the one who writes in resurrection doesn't read from the same page. And what was meant to be my burial became the turning of the age. So I open up my mouth and I refuse to stay in chains. What was buried is now breathing, and I'll never be the same. Redeemed and rising, redeemed and rising, out of the ashes into the dawn. Redeemed and rising, every chain is breaking, the grave has lost, I'm moving on. What the enemy declared as finished is just the place where I was rising from, redeemed and rising. Watch me rise. Oh, I'm not the sum of all my failures, I'm not the record of my past. I'm not the verdict of the accuser, whose every claim was built to last. I am the work of a redeemer who paid a price I couldn't pay. And what he purchased in the darkness, he brought out into the day. So I open up my mouth and I refuse to stay in chains. What was buried is now breathing, and I'll never be the same. Redeemed and rising, redeemed and rising, out of the ashes into the dawn. Redeemed and rising, every chain is breaking, the grave has lost, I'm moving on. What the enemy declared as finished is just the place where I was rising from, redeemed and rising. Watch me rising. I was bought at an irreversible cost. I was found when everyone assumed I was lost, and now I walk in the freedom of the redeemed, rising higher than I ever could have dreamed. I need you to hear this. What the enemy called your ending, God called your beginning. You are redeemed, you are rising, not falling, not failing, rising. Stand up and say it. I am redeemed and I am rising. Say it like you mean it, because it's true. Redeemed and rising, redeemed and rising, out of the ashes into the dawn. Everything that burned and fell, every dream that turned to cinders, every story I couldn't tell. I didn't think that anything could come from what was left, but you trade in transformation. You make something out of the bereft. So I hand you every remnant, every residue of pain, and I watch you do the impossible, make it bloom again. Beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, a garment of praise where the spirit was torn. Beauty for ashes, this is your promise. You take the worst of what I've been and make it more than I've ever worn. Beauty for ashes, only you could do this. What I wept over in the midnight, you were shaping in the dark. What I thought was just destruction was the chiseling of a heart. Every setback was a setup, every loss was clearing space for the masterpiece you'd fashioned from the ruins of that place. Oh, so I hand you every remnant, every residue of pain, and I watch you do the impossible, make it bloom again. Beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, a garment of praise where the spirit was torn. Beauty for ashes, this is your promise. You take the worst of what I've been and make it more than I've ever worn. Beauty for ashes, only you could do this. Isaiah saw it coming, that the Comforter would come to bind the brokenhearted and exchange what grief had done. Beauty for ashes, he fulfills it still today. Everything you've lost, every ash pile, is raw material in his hands. He doesn't waste pain. He doesn't ignore devastation. He transforms it. Beauty for ashes, that is his promise to you. Hold out your ashes today and watch what he does with them. Beauty for ashes, beauty for ashes, beauty for ashes. He promised he'd deliver. Beauty for ashes, beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, a garment of praise when the spirit was torn. Beauty for ashes, beauty for ashes, beauty I won't pretend I have it all together. I won't perform the version I've rehearsed. I come to you exactly as I am, Lord, exhausted, threadbare, thirsty, and dispersed. The mask is off, the armor laid beside me. I have nothing left to offer but the truth that I am weak and I am very human, and I've run out of everything but you. In my weakness, you are strong. In my failing, you hold on. When I have nothing left to give, in my weakness, that's where you begin. That's where your power lives. In my weakness. Oh, I used to think that healing meant the absence of the trembling in my bones. I used to think that faith required no struggle, that the strong were those who walked it all alone. But you have shown me something so much deeper, that the cracking is the gift. Oh, every place the vessel opens wider is a place your grace can pour in and lift. In my weakness, you are strong. In my failing, you hold on. When I have nothing left to give, in my weakness, that's where you begin. That's where your power lives. In my weakness. Paul wrote it from a prison with a thorn lodged in his side, that the power of the Savior is made perfect where we've died to the illusion of our own sufficiency. In weakness, He is glorified. Stop apologizing for your weakness. Stop hiding it. Stop being ashamed of it. In your weakness, He is strong. Not in spite of your weakness, through it, because of it. The very place you feel most fragile is the very place He is most at work. In your weakness, He is there. Let Him be strong for you today. In my weakness, you are strong. In my failing, you hold on. Oh, in my weakness, in my weakness, you are strong. Something is moving in the waters. Something is stirring in the deep. What has been still for a long season is awakening from sleep. Like the angel touched the pool of Bethesda, and the first one in was made complete. Something is breaking in the atmosphere, and healing is beneath my feet. I step into the current. I refuse to stay on shore. I have waited long enough now. I am asking for my more. Wave of healing, wash over me. Wave of healing, set the captive free. Every sickness, every broken thing, surrender to the wave of healing. Crash on every shore within me. Wave of healing, wash over me. Every diagnosis has a ceiling that the Word of God breaks through. Every prognosis has a limit that His covenant can undo. So I bring my body, bring my spirit, bring the parts that ache with need, and I stand beneath the outpouring of a God who loves to heal indeed. I step into the current. I refuse to stay on shore. I have waited long enough now. I am asking for my more. Wave of healing, hey, wash over me, wash over me. Wave of healing, set the captive free. Yeah. Every sickness, every broken thing, surrender to the wave of healing. Crash on every shore within me. Wave of healing, wash over me. He healed them then and He heals today. Yesterday, tomorrow, He's the same always. Let the wave of healing have its way. Let it crash, let it move, let it stay. I'm declaring healing over you right now. Not just physical healing, deep healing, soul healing, mind healing, relational healing, financial healing, emotional healing. A wave of healing is moving right now, and it is crashing over everything that has hurt you. Receive it, stand in it. Wave of healing, receive yours right now. Wave of healing, wave of healing, over me, wash over me. Wave of healing, set the captive free. Wave of healing, crash over me. Wash over me. Wave of healing. There were seasons I was certain I would never make it out. When the darkness pressed so heavy that I couldn't see a route. But I'm standing here as evidence that someone carried me through the valley of the shadow into morning I couldn't see. I was carried through by a love that never let me fall apart. Carried through by the one who never once departed from my heart. When I had no strength to carry on, someone carried through. I was carried through. Every moment I said never. Every night I said no more. Unseen hands were still in motion, holding what I couldn't hold. Oh, what I thought was just my endurance was a grace I couldn't name, and the fact that I am breathing is a testimony of the same. I was carried through by a love that never let me fall apart. Carried through by the one who never once departed from my heart. When I had no strength to carry on, someone carried through. I was carried through. The footprints in the sand tell the story, when only one set shows that was his, carrying the weight of every season. Every moment I believed it was just mine, it was his. Look back at what you've survived. Look at what you walked through and how you made it to the other side. That was not just your strength. You were carried through the grief, through the confusion, through the darkest nights. You were carried through, and you will be carried through this too. I was carried through, carried through by a love that never let me fall apart. Carried through. I was carried through. I was carried through. He opened blind eyes on the road to Jericho. He cleansed the lepers on the outskirts of the town. He reached his hand to lift the ones the world had lowered. He healed the ones that everyone had written down. And the same hands that touched the untouchable, the same voice that called the dead to rise, is the same today, unchanged in power, the great physician, sovereign, alive. Every case he's ever taken left the table whole. There has never been a patient he could not restore. The great physician, he still heals today. The great physician, every debt he's paid. What the world calls terminal, he calls a chance to display the power of the great physician. He heals today. Bring your diagnosis, bring your doubts and fears, bring the things you've prayed about for months and years. Bring the wounds the world inflicted, bring the grief you couldn't name. The great physician still makes house calls and he answers every claim. Every case he's ever taken left the table whole. There has never been a patient he could not restore. The great physician, he still heals today. The great physician, oh yeah, every debt he's paid. What the world calls terminal, he calls a chance to display the power of the great physician. He heals today. By his wounds we are healed. By his stripes the verdict's sealed. Isaiah wrote it, Peter confirmed it. The great physician has fulfilled it. By his wounds we are healed. By his wounds we are healed. By his wounds we are healed. I want to boldly declare this today. By his wounds you are healed. Not will be, are. The great physician has already signed the chart. The prescription has already been written. Whatever your body needs, he is the answer. Whatever your soul needs, he is the cure. The great physician, and he is yours. Receive your healing right now. The great physician, he still heals today. The great physician, oh yeah, every debt he's paid, he heals today. He heals today. what the locust ate. He has restored what the years consumed. He brought it back. The double portion of His promise is repaying every lack. I am living in the season of the turnaround I prayed for, the redemption of a story that I almost gave up on before. Let the redeemed say so. Let the healed lift up their voice. This is not the time for silence. This is the moment to rejoice. This is my restoration song. Everything that left is coming back, and then some more. This is my restoration song. God is making right what went so wrong before. I will sing it from the rooftops till the whole world hears the sound. This is my restoration song. I have been found. Joseph didn't see the palace from the bottom of the pit, but the very ones who sold him had to bow before him yet. And the story that looks hopeless is the canvas of the King. What He plants in times of sorrow will bloom into an offering. Let the redeemed say so. Let the healed lift up their voice. This is not the time for silence. This is the moment to rejoice. This is my restoration song. Everything that left is coming back, and then some more. This is my restoration song. God is making right what went so wrong before. I will sing it from the rooftops till the whole world hears the sound. This is my restoration song. I have been found. Sing it loud, sing it clear. Restoration has arrived here. Shout it out, let them know what God restores. He restores whole. This is your restoration song, not someone else's testimony. Yours. What God is doing in your life right now, sing about it. What He restored in your body, in your family, in your spirit, declare it out loud. This is your restoration song, and it is not finished yet. Hey, this is my restoration song. Everything that left is coming back, and then some more. My restoration song. Restoration song. My restoration song. I have been found. I have been restored. used to hide the marks the journey left on me, ashamed of what the harder seasons put in plain to see. But something changed the day I understood that every scar has meaning, every wound turned to good. These scars that testify, they tell a story of a God who never left me in the dark. These scars that testify, they carry glory in the very place the enemy left his mark. What was meant to silence me became the loudest thing I own. These scars that testify, I'm not alone. Thomas put his fingers in the nail-scarred hands, and the doubting turned to worship. He began to understand that the one who bore the markings of the cross kept his scars as proof of what he paid and what we'd lost. These scars that testify, they tell a story of a God who never left me in the dark. These scars that testify, they carry glory in the very place the enemy left his mark. What was meant to silence me became the loudest thing I own. These scars that testify, I'm not alone. Don't be ashamed of where you've been. Don't cover up what God has walked you through. Every mark is now a ministry, every one a window into truth. These scars that testify, let them speak. Your scars are not your shame, they are your story. They are the evidence of battles fought and a God who saw you through. Don't hide them, let them testify. Let someone else see your scars and find hope for their own journey. These scars testify, and they say, God is faithful, God heals, God restores. Let your scars testify today. These scars that testify, they tell a story, of a God who never left me in the dark. These scars that testify, they carry glory. Let them testify, let them speak. These scars, they testify. I wasn't looking when it found me. I had given up the search. I had settled into broken, like a pew inside a broken church. Then something moved without my asking. Something came without my call. And the love I didn't earn or seek was the very thing that caught my fall. Grace found me. Grace found me when I was too lost to find my way. Grace found me. Grace found me. Reached into the darkest place I lay. I didn't walk into the light. The light came walking down to me. Grace found me, and grace set me free. Oh, every version of the prodigal who rehearsed the speech back home didn't know the Father saw him from a distance, not alone. Oh, running toward before the asking, robe already in his arms. Grace doesn't wait for the arrival, it already knows where you are. Grace found me. Grace found me when I was too lost to find my way. Grace found me. Grace found me. Reached into the darkest place I lay. I didn't walk into the light. The light came walking down to me. Grace found me, and grace set me free. Found me in the hospital room. Found me in the silence of defeat. Found me when my name was a whisper. It found me and it wouldn't retreat. Found me. Found me and it wouldn't let go. As this album closes, I want you to know grace found you. You didn't find it, you didn't earn it. You didn't even have to be looking. Grace came looking for you. It found you in the hospital, in the courtroom, in the bedroom at 3 a.m. In the moment you thought it was over, grace found you then. And grace is finding you right now. You are healed by